Hi everyone, Cliff here for yctestdrive. I've been wanting to drive this car. Finally, the day is here. I am with Marcel. He is the owner of this car. I will ask him a few questions. We'll discuss about this car as I drive it. And yeah, let's get started. Listen to the sound of the engine.
Smash it.
That straight six sounds so sweet. So Marcel, how long have you had this car?
Just over a year now.
Over a year?
Yeah, it came onto the internet or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was on a Sunday. And I phoned that number on a Sunday and someone answered and I told them Monday what time you open. I'm gonna be there. And then I had a look at the car and then I checked that it's the 6-speed manual. And I knew the E46 330i was very rare in a 6-speed.
Yeah.
I think they only brought out from 2004 till 5 they started with a 6-speed transmission, manual one. And then I just double checked the VIN number with BMW Vintook. I phoned them and they said no, about if even maybe between 6 and 10 maximum were ever
That
brought
were
in
Namibia.
that were specially ordered for Namibia, because these apparently were special orders only. The individual is a basically a limited edition from BMW without the tags, and you had to request the 6-speed, especially from BMW, and they were brought in from South Africa, and about maximum 10 only made it to Namibia at that period. So that's it. Monday morning I went there, I had a look, and I'm very specific with rubbers or worn seats or buttons. And I looked at the service book. It's got full service history. Everything is original. Nothing is worn off. And I took it. I said, okay, I'll take it. I think the previous owner or whatever, like most people don't really know what
they had.
Yes, what it actually is.
Yeah.
So you got the 5 speeds. Most of them were automatics. You got some 5-speed manuals. As far as I understood it, you went to BMW, you said you want an individual series, and the individual package gave you the option to customize your interior. They also came with stiffer coil springs, as I understood, and then the color of your leather seats and all of that stuff, the trims inside, was what made it more personal for you as an owner, as a purchaser. So basically, all in all, the whole package from BMW they labeled as individual, which is basically limited edition, just without the funny badges on the car. So you can notice it on the gear lever and on the door sills where they got the M badge. That's about it. So I've done some mods to the car. Custom headers, short tube headers, not long tube. Long tube is for more high end torque. So I'm very specific with the stuff I do. So I got short tube headers made in South Africa, or Viper Performance, they actually make it, because short tube headers give you that mid-range torque. And Then the exhaust I designed myself. So it's two headers into one 58 and then into 63. Very specific on that as well.
You design it yourself?
Yes. And then I went to Powerflow and stood there with them
and told
them this long there, this pipe there, this pipe there, this
specific I want it to be.
And I've got a cold air induction box which I designed myself and built myself with aluminium. So I mean, with any car, the more air you can get in and out, the more performance you can get out of the motor. And the colder the air, the better. Yeah. So with basically the cold air induction system, the headers, I'm doing 173 kilowatts on the rear wheels in Windhoek, which is a lot.
Yeah. In Windhoek, where we are about almost 1,700 meters above the sea level.
So rule of thumb is you lose about 3% of power per 1,000 feet of climbing. So if you from Swakop up to Windhoek is about 12% power loss. Yeah, on any car.
The last time when I wanted to drive this car, you were waiting for the suspension.
Yes. So I got...
Where did you get that? Because it took some time for that to come.
Yeah.
It actually delayed our video because we were still waiting.
Exactly, yeah. So I did about 8 months of back and forth and research on suspensions, and then I stumbled upon BC Racing.
Yeah.
It's a company based in Taiwan, and they got very famous over the last couple of years. A very new company.
In Taiwan. Taiwanese
company, but they specialize on racing suspension, mainly for the drift scene. And make no mistake, the Taiwanese, they can build some proper stuff. And I found that they're actually doing quite well. So I looked where there is a distributor, and the closest distributor was based in Cape Town, South Africa. So I popped them an email. I said, this is what I'm looking for. And that's the nice thing with the BC Racing. They've got all these different packages. And you can personalize the suspension as well. The more options they offered me, the deeper the rabbit hole got. So at the end of the day, if I compare it to all the other suspension, these are so specific on what you can adjust that I said, okay, let me just go all out on the BR series. And so I ordered them, but it took a while. I think it was about a 3-4 months.
3-4 months, I remember waiting period.
So you'll feel I've got the pillar ball top mount suspension. The normal shocks are mounted on rubbers, so they run on bearings, which gives you a very specific feel for the car. So that's what I wanted. And then obviously I can adjust the adjustable camber plates. I can adjust the preload on the coils separately from the ride height, which with coilovers normally you can only adjust your ride height by doing the preload on it. Yes. So this is all separate. Plus I have 30-stage adjustability, damping adjustability with rebound and compression per knobs. 30 clicks in and out.
So that's what you just said. I have no clue. I can understand me.
So if you give it a bit, so the nice thing also with this suspension is if you drive slow, whatever, it's quite soft. Because you expect actually coilovers, it's going to be hard and bumpy. But the faster they go, or the harder or the quicker the impacts get, the more it stiffens out itself. So it becomes very solid.
Very, very solid.
Yeah, the quicker you go, the more it starts sitting.
It's like someone putting a car in sports mode.
The other nice thing with this suspension is that normal shocks, if they break or start leaking, you can't service them.
Yeah.
So these BC Racing sells all the parts separately as service parts. So you can, if anything breaks or you start leaking, you can actually contact them and order the parts separately, open the complete shock, service them, put new oil in it, new seals in it, and you can reuse it.
And then reuse them again.
Exactly.
That's good.
That's very good,
That's really good.
Yeah.
So far, you have done the suspension, you have done the exhaust, you have done, what else do you do?
The wheels.
The wheels? Yeah. The wheels.
Yeah.
What wheels do you have in it? It's 19 inch.
19 inch with a specific offset, so they're narrow wides.
Yeah.
I think 9.5 in the front, or 9-inch wide front, and 10.5 in the rear. So, and then the offset was important for me because I don't like that fender gap.
Yeah.
So the rear wheels are very wide.
Yeah, it looks like
yes, very beefy. And they are from ZP Performance in Austria. They specialize on more high-end cars, and they do for Lamborghini and Ferrari and BMW and all these type of cars.
So if you were to compare them with the normal in terms of weight, with the normal...
very light. Extremely light, because they use a newer technology which they call flow forging.
Okay.
So where your normal standard aluminium wheels are cast.
Yeah,
They have a form and they cast aluminium.
They pour it liquid in there,
and then they refine it, and then these get spun around and it exert pressure from the inside into the barrel. Yeah, I'm not too cleared up on how they do it. I mean, they still pour it in, but while they pour it, it gets spun, something like that. But what the end result of flow forging is basically they're a lot lighter than the standard wheels. And they're a lot stronger.
Stronger, yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Exactly, they're a lot stronger.
Then they really become more stronger.
And obviously, the lighter your wheels are, the less weight you have. Your car needs to rotate, the better your handling gets.
Yeah. It's just from the rim, the handling has improved quite well.
Oh, it's a night and day difference. It's a completely different car. I mean, the E46 was already, when they brought them out, I think they won a couple of global awards of sports sedans of the year. Ultimate driver's car because of the feel. Also straight six, the gearbox, everything is behind the front axle, so it's center weighted. And it's already a good car from factory, but now it's even better. Absolutely not an automatic fan, and I wouldn't have bought it. The manual makes it.
Okay, that's the third gear, but it just picks up, and all of a sudden it's just
give it.
The sound of the straight six at the back is just.
It's different.
It's different. Absolutely different.
With the headers and everything, from BMW, they've got two catalytic converters, which are exactly at your exhaust manifold. So they're very restrictive, and they take a lot of the natural sound away from the motor. By just changing that and the whole exhaust, the sound is quite amazing.
I'll ask you again: would you sell this car?
I don't need to. I don't want to sell it, but like I say, money talks.
Yeah.
If the person comes with the right offer, you can look at on the collectors
items
on the net what they go for. They're actually quite rare, and they're quite anything between 17 to 22,000 US. Which is anything from 250 up.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to sell it because there's a connection with the car, especially because I've done most of the stuff myself.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute pleasure. It stands in the garage, and then you can be in a bad mood and you climb in the car and you come back and it's all smiles. You're happy again.
What is it that you would say you like the most about this car?
I think firstly, if I get into the car, definitely the feeling of the car, because you're actually still driving the car, not the car you. Where with most modern cars, the car actually drives you.
Yeah.
So you're still in charge and control. The feeling of the cars, absolutely love it. The feedback, but also still being a 2004 model, the look is just original. And if you look at it today, in our time, it looks like a modern car, but it's not.
Yeah.
So, love it.
Oh, you feel how it changes already. The suspension, it was more smoother when we were.
It's nice, eh?
It's nice. It's so nice.
It's very responsive.
It's very responsive.
Yes.
Even the steering wheel feels a bit
solid.
Solid.
Yes. This is still stock ECU, no?
So the ECU is still stock. There's no upgrade.
Only done the basic, what do you call it, bolt-on mods, exhaust. Headers, the cold air induction, the suspension, and that, and that alone made such a huge difference. Yeah. So at the coast, plus minus between 185, 190 kilowatts on the wheels.
That's a lot.
At the coast, this thing is potent. This thing is just.
I can just imagine.
I take the traction control off and the dynamic stability control.
Oh yeah, I actually did not. So this is the dynamic stability control.
Yeah.
So just tell me what you had.
So basically, they came out factory from BMW. The dynamic stability control is it's a very known system that BMW brought out to. It basically, with the ABS system, it has sensors. Like if you're going in a corner too fast or something, once you come out, it by just nipping the brakes or whatever.
Brakes to adjust.
Yeah, so it's actually quite difficult to lose control of this car when it's in dynamic stability control.
When it's just a two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive.
Rear-wheel drive. Well, I can't put it sideways or nothing. When I take the stability control off, you're in charge. You can take it sideways, the wheels spin, and you can have fun and everything. Yeah, man, that's basically it. The interesting thing is also with this is a tire pressure monitoring system.
Yeah.
But it does not run with sensors in the wheels.
How does it work?
So BMW's got a sensors on the hubs that run with the ABS system. So what it does, it measures the rotation. But if one tire gets flat, obviously that rotation changes.
The same.
Yeah, and then it will notice that the tire on the front left is losing air, and it'll monitor or give you that sign in the dash.
For a 2004 model to have that technology,
exactly. I mean the rear mirror dims when the car comes behind with brights. It dims automatically.
Really?
It's got the wiper motion sensor. If it starts raining,
so it's raining immediately. The wiper takes off.
If it rains, the wipers take off.